I'm Palla from Just Tutors, and today we are going to learn about petroleum and natural gases. So these are the points we will learn today: petroleum, natural gas, and natural resources. Before we move further, I want you to try these questions. You can pause the video, try these questions, then we'll move on. Now these are the answers of given questions. I hope you are right. Now let's move on. So petroleum. Well, we all need petrol, diesel, and other things derived from petroleum. So petroleum is a natural occurring dark liquid found beneath the Earth's surface. You can see it's a dark liquid here. So this is the color of petroleum. Basic, it is also a fossil fuel. It is non-renewable source of energy, and it is also formed from dead vegetation in under the sea. If we talk about chemical composition, it is made up of hydrocarbons, carbon compounds, and hydrogen. Now let's see how is it formed. So it is formed from organism living in the sea. When these organisms died, their bodies settled at the bottom of sea and got buried under it, and over the time sand and clay deposited on it, so the pressure and the temperature increased and petroleum formed. So it is also the process of million years. As we have discussed about coal, it also took million years. Now refining of petroleum. So petroleum is this dark liquid is a mixture of various substances like petrol, diesel, LPG, lubricating oils, and so on. So there is a process by which we separate these different items from petroleum, and that process is called refining, and this process is carried out in petroleum refinery. So you can see it is a kind of flow chart. The petroleum, first we recover the petroleum from the seabeds where it is found, then we transport it. First we process it physical processing means any impurities which can be taken away from physical method, that is called physical processing, and then it is processed chemically, in which we get different types of substances like gasoline, diesel fuel, kerosene, fuel oil, petrol, and other. As it is very useful for the commercial purpose, it has a great commercial importance, so it is called black gold. Black because its color is black. Now let's talk about the method of refining petroleum. So the method by which we refine the petroleum is called fractional distillation. You can see here there is a plant here. Here the crude oil is sent inside the plant. Crude oil means petroleum. These both are same. So after heating, it is sent into this plant, and this plant has different temperature at different heights. So at particular temperature, we have different things. So you can see here the oil vapor comes inside it, and at different temperatures we get different things, like on 35 degrees Celsius we can see here there is LPG, and on this temperature range we have gasoline and naphtha. Like this we get different substances, and these different substances are used for different purposes. For example, LPG is used at home, and fuel as a fuel in taxi as well. Then fuel for car, fuel for oil heater, trucks, diesel is used for fuel for trucks, and so on. So you can see that so many uses are there for petroleum. Now the third one is natural gas. It is a gaseous combustible mixture found deep in the sea, and it is also formed at the same time as oil formed, or you can say the petroleum or crude oil formed. There are so many benefits of natural gas. First of all, it is lighter than air, non-corrosive. It can be transported using pipes, and it is stored under the high pressures as compressed natural gas. This natural gas is a good fuel. It is odorless, colorless, and tasteless. So, in order to warn of its presence in case in if there is any accident related to the natural gas, and it is odorless, so an aroma compound called mercaptan is added, so that this compound gives it characteristic smell of rotten eggs. Now let's move on. Let's talk about uses of natural gas. It is used in vehicles to generate electricity and as a starting material for manufacturing some chemicals and fertilizers. Now we have natural resources. I think you all are aware with this topic. Natural resources like air, water, sunlight, soil, minerals, forest, wildlife, and so on. These resources which are occurring naturally are called natural resources. Without natural resources, we cannot imagine the life. These are used everywhere, like food and drinks, in mobility, for example, for transport. We use natural resources. The roads are made up of these natural resources called soil, and we use vehicle in which we use petrol and diesel. That is also a natural resources. So we are surrounded with natural resources, and without that, our life is not possible. So it is quite important to manage these natural resources. There are few natural resources which are limited in quantities, and if we do not use these wisely, then we'll not be able to use these for a long time. So we should do the long-term planning for that, so that our next generation, next to next generation, can also use these, and we should not waste the natural resources. Now let's try some practice questions. You can pause the video, try these questions, then we'll move on.